sport. But, for me, I just have found, a new strength in myself, I think, from competing and the discipline that comes along with it. I mean, you have to be a pretty strong person and taking critique, you get up there and basically nothing. And you need to be okay with the fact that they're going to judge you and tell you what you need to work on. Mm-hmm. So, and that can be pretty you want to hear how great you are, but that's not necessarily what they're going to tell you.
Yeah. I think one thing, I talk about how the judges really have a lot more control when it comes to your competitors, because I talked to some ladies said they get the feedback and tell you need to fix this, you need to fix that. Yeah. And as we're talking about how the divisions are starting to meld, that's one thing that should set it apart. If the judges say, okay, we need a set criteria and we want to stick with that criteria. We want to be a difference between physique and women's bodybuilding, difference between physique and figure. But, I think with the women, y'all don't get as much attention compared to, that's all right. I had dogs before the walk and do the interview.
I know. He's on one right now.
Yeah. You must be jealous because he's a man's voice.
I don't know.
That's all right. But as I was saying, it's just, I think there should be more, because I know I follow, like I said, doing content, I have to always pay attention to what's going on. As to quote my favorite character from the movie Batman Begins, Ra's al Ghul, played by Liam Neeson, Henry Ducott. He says, be aware surrounds at all time, young Master Wayne. Never gives you a footing for a killing blow. And I picture stuff like what's going on, especially with where it's off from the Italian man, he's the vice president of EPC, he's the grandson of Jim Mannion, son of J.M. Mannion. And he always posting about stuff about how there's some things they're changing the criteria for divisions like men's classic, men's physique, even bodybuilding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're always updating the weights and that sort of stuff. But it would be awesome if they had a weight cap in women's physique, especially for people like my size. I'm competing against girls that are 160 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you got to think about it. You compete against women who are look at Sarah Vilgus. Sarah has a good, I think she has the standard you want to see in physique. But then you look over at Natalia Cuejo, and then someone like Anne Lorraine Moon, who is she was I think she was I said she weighed 168. And I think I've talked to ladies say even some ladies in physique said they do like that cap. But here's the thing is I think one thing that's scary because if they that cap, they were forced to go up to women's bodybuilding. Or just whatever they had to do, because this one lady told me it's not bodybuilding, it's body breaking.
Interesting. Yeah.
We got here from this is Neo, and he says, Neo says, beauty. She and to quote the other guy, he comes in and says, she is beautiful. I am so sorry. He comes out here now and then. Yeah, I think there should be certain criteria set, maybe separate divisions, and also the cost of being a woman. It's more expensive to be a female competitor than being a male competitor. The guys got to wear to put on tanning, maybe in a banana hammock and boy shorts. That's about it. And people need to remember. People need to remember this. It costs you ladies more because your posing suit will cost you like a car note. Your hair, makeup, jewelry,
I gotta do it. Yeah.
Food is one thing, and everybody's got to pay for food, but then with you women, that's also extra cost. Recovery, everything. It's so much, and it should be something to maybe, especially when y'all hit to the pro level, it should be more offsetting the cost to help you out because competitors.
Yeah, I mean, the only savings you get being a pro is just not paying entry fees. Everything else, unless you're sponsored by people, I mean, it's pretty expensive. I always tell people this is not a cheap sport. It's not a cheap hobby. So you really got to, be really picky about what shows you do. Especially for me, I'm going to be pretty particular about what I pick, to go and do. So I'm going to be a little bit more strategic about it, this next round. As far as what I want to compete in and win. Yeah.
Well, before we start, she says she's planning on returning in 2024. So is there any shows you're looking at right now, or are you just keeping it right now under your cuff or your sleeve?
No, I mean, I am probably going to be doing Legion, which I like out here. Center Podium's great as far as their productions and everything. And it's also on my birthday, so that's pretty cool. And then possibly a Tampa Pro because it's pretty close to Legion. So I try to keep them pretty close together, so I'm not dieting for a super long period of time. But I don't have a whole lot of weight to lose this year, so I'm hoping dieting won't be quite as long as it has been in the past, but we'll see. Yeah.
Well, as you know, they have changed criteria this year for getting to the Olympia. No longer
Yeah.
point system.
Right.
You have to win a show. And then I think in Olympia now, it's except for the men's division, it's everybody else is top 3. And to me, that's I understand because the fact they say, oh, there's so many shows. But then if you look at the numbers for the shows, like promoters, there's more shows for divisions like men's classic bodybuilding, men's open bodybuilding,
Right.
the wellness and bikini, and those have more shows compared to women's bodybuilding and physique. And it's gonna be tough, especially if you have someone like Natalie Coelho, who's already just did.
He just keeps competing and winning.
It's tough. I mean, she's already planning on going back to Pittsburgh, and she's going to do New York also. And it's just I don't know. Some people said that it's competition. They understand that, but I think some people don't like the too much idea of a competitor jumping one show for another. Especially when you're already going to be qualified.
Well, yeah, if you're already qualified, I kind of don't see why you would keep competing, especially if you're already there at that level. I mean, why take somebody else's spot that deserves to go? But, I see why she does it, but, it's not, I wouldn't do it personally, but I think once I'm qualified, I'm good.
I think some people like competition. Like, even like, I know one person I follow, Jessica Reyes Padilla, she did like at least 3 shows, already qualified by 1 show and kept doing, because I think they like being competitive and like to be active, and I think her and Natalia are under the same coach as Andrew Wu. We got here from Neo McCloud. He says, "Thank you, Trish Wood, for doing this interview. You are in a fantastic shape." And I think you got a fan here. So, these guys, we see, when I get a girl out here, you say, "George got a new girl. She finds a motherfucker." They act like when Charlie Murphy talked about when the first time he met Mickey Free. Remember that the Chappelle skit when when we met Prince and Mickey Free was with him, and he thought Mickey Free was a chick, but he's actually a dude. And, but
I'm actually. We have to worry about that.
You are a woman. You can't deny it. That's the thing about in this sport, especially for you ladies. It's always people like I follow ladies who say they comment, like, especially someone like Michaela. I mean, one time Michaela posted a guy's comment on her stuff, because here's the thing is, you're a woman and you're an athlete and you want to grow and evolve in the sport. And people don't understand that. I think that's one thing about, like, I talked with another lady, how people don't like the idea when you change what's considered feminine. And I'm from the South. I want women a little bit more round.